Okay, sorry. We're going on and on into parts because we're going to finish this whole thing. So, why, indeed, would Reuben have said, "You may kill my sons if I don't bring Benjamin back to you. I'll be responsible for him. I promise I will bring him back." How would that be a comfort at all to Jacob when he's just said, "You're ruining me. You're robbing me of my children. And now you're going to rob me of my grandchildren too if you don't do this right." So I've already lost Joseph. I may lose Simeon if you don't do this right. And if you do this right, and then you take Benjamin from me. And what if none of y'all come back? And then you're saying if none of you come back, I have the right to kill your sons? Weird to me. But Reuben is probably trying to say, look, with all that you've lost, I know how valuable they are to you. They're valuable to me. That's how much you can trust me. It's like, not a good way to put it, though, Reuben. Anyway, that's my opinion. Jacob replied, "My son will not go down with you. His brother Joseph is dead, and he's all that I have left." But he says, if anything happened to him, you'd send this white-haired grieving man to his grave. That's his words. Chapter 43, he says, but the famine continued to ravage the land of Canaan. So Jacob said to his sons, "Go back and buy us a little more food." And he says, "And you won't see my face until your brother is with you." And he says, "Why were you so cruel to me that you would tell the Pharaoh, Joseph is who it was, not the Pharaoh. Why did you tell him you had another brother? You blabbers." And he says, "Well, the man kept asking us questions," they replied. "He asked, 'Is your father alive? Do you have another brother?' So we answered the questions. How could we know what he was going to say about bring your brother here? We just wouldn't shut up. We didn't know." They were scared. They weren't thinking. Judah said to his father, "Send the boy with me, Dad, and we'll be on our way. And if we hadn't wasted all this time, we could have come and returned by now." He actually says that in verse 10. These are real, like, soap opera drama situations. So, Jacob gives in. He says, if it can't be avoided, at least do this: pack your bags and give him some gifts. So they packed bags with all kinds of good stuff. And he says, "May God Almighty give you mercy as you must go before this man, so that he will release Simeon and let Benjamin return. But if I must lose my children, so be it, God." So he's asking God for a blessing, but he says, if you don't want this to turn out the way I say, so be it. Whatever you want, God. That should always be our